And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Get going, Brace.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What is up, guys? Dirty Boot Sports, and we are back with another episode of Teched Up. It's been a while. I believe the last one was homecoming against Rice. Been a couple weeks since that, but we are back. We have me here, Clay, Bill, and Hoot, all making their appearances. There's been some things that went on for Tech. I don't know if they're good or bad. Didn't win much. I think we had one win that second half of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, some interesting things that, helped set up for the future and gave us an idea of what we're going to look into. So I guess let's dive into it. So y'all lead it off.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest thing and biggest question everybody had is Landry Liddy at quarterback. And after I know McNeil and Downing went down in the same game, they pretty much forced our hand on that.
Yep.
And so, we got to ride him now. So,
yeah, because his red shirt is pretty much done. So,
yeah.
So definitely tough way for him to get thrown out there. Out there with the Wolves pretty early. Definitely was not expecting that.
And then we also had some injuries. I know on defense, Tyler Grubbs, he missed several games.
Hurt big time.
When your leading tackler goes down,
and the quarterback of the defense, yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Going back to that second half of the season, I felt like if Parker McNeil didn't get hurt against Rice, I feel like we could have easily been 6-6, but since he got hurt, that just really just threw a kink in everything for that second half of the season. Because he was actually coming around pretty well. I felt like he was getting a pretty good rhythm with the offense and with the receivers. I felt like the offense was doing so much better whenever he was healthy and finally started getting accustomed to the system. So I felt like Parker McNeil could have easily taken this team, to a 5-7, 6-6 record to where we didn't have to use Landry as much as we did. But yeah, it's just tough how that season, the back half of the season ended, and the future does look bright with Landry there. Just hope we can keep a lot of these key players like Smoke Harris, Trey Harris, Crosby. I hope we keep some of these key offensive weapons there on the team, and hopefully they don't go into the portal. So now that's the big thing going forward is, can we keep them here?
Right. And, some of those losses, the Rice game, that was a 1-point loss in overtime.
Started good. Should have, yeah.
And going for 2 in that, had no problem with that. And, man, did Liddy come off the bench and throw some dimes?
Yeah.
He looked really good.
That's
why he looked so promising. Yeah, and that's why he looked so promising going forward, because he's a gunslinger. He kind of reminds me of like a Mason Fine type. He's not very big, but has a really good arm and throws a really good ball.
And then he threw, was it Middle Tennessee? He threw another couple of passes. He was actually, for about half of the day, he was in the Sports Center top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, to Trey Harris, right?
Trey Harris, yeah.
And so, he everything looked great, but obviously Middle Tennessee is not a juggernaut in the conference.
Hey, they beat the U.
But
yeah.
But the Rice game, we lose by 1. FIU,
he looks really good.
That's a
yeah,
one-score
he looks
game.
really good to start off that game.
And then Charlotte should have won that game. And honestly, last week against UAB, hey, we were in that game. all the way. So
I
lot-
see you
lot of
skipped the
disappointment.
UTSA game. Tech wasn't really in that game.
We do need to skip
Well,
that one, yeah.
I was going to wait till it's over. I think UTSA is still scoring right now.
They are, yeah.
So, yeah, that was disappointing. I'll admit I didn't watch much of that game. It was pretty ugly.
But we said earlier in the season that was going to be a tough game. We felt like UTSA was the bell cow of the conference, so we knew that game had a very good potential of that game getting pretty ugly fast, and it did. We just went in it from the get go.
Yeah, and I think UTSA finished 23 in the AP poll, and probably really close to the CFP as well. So I mean, that they were forever the top dog. I mean, the only losses were to Texas and I believe Houston, maybe.
Houston,
so, yeah.
Which
probably
were both ranked at the time.
Both great teams in Texas, and just teams that, regardless of what lower competition they play, they're going to beat more times than not. So, yeah, man, that's a loss that you can understand.
And they beat Army too.
Yep.
And Army's not a bad team this year.
Yep.
No, yeah, and whenever
FIU, go ahead.
When a CUSA team can beat Army, because that unique offense and everything like that, any of the military schools, regardless of who you are, like they give trouble to Notre Dame every year, like stuff like that. So an Army win, yeah, it's Army and they're not great at football, but still, just beating them even at their worst is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you play an Army or any time of those type offenses, it's hard to prepare because you don't have a lot of time to prepare for it. So,
yeah. So, any other big pointers that y'all want to mention throughout the second half of the season, or anything that excited you for the next upcoming year? Yeah, we mentioned Liddy, who came in as at least one-time Louisiana Player of the Year, high school. It might have been twice actually. But he had some question marks because there was a story that came out that Calvary was like doing his stats incorrectly.
Patting his stats, yeah. His dad was patting his stats, yeah.
So if you were a Tech fan, you were definitely a little worried, like, oh, does this kid actually suck or something? But no, he stepped in and he looked good. He looked really good. Now I wish we would have played them 4 games and then set them, but honestly, we were at the point where we didn't have an option just because of the injuries.
Yeah, and Parker McNeil, man, I don't know if there's any way we can get I know he's a senior. I don't know how the eligibility thing works. If he's got, COVID year, graduate year or what, but he almost threw for 2,000 yards in, what was he, in 8 games.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good. I think so. I mean, he by mid-season, he fully made us forget the name Browning. So,
yep.
And he had 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I mean, that's respectable.
Yep.
He was sacked 16 times. So I definitely think we got a little bit of work to do on the offensive line. But our running game
looks very promising. Yeah. I mean, we got Crosby back there. I don't know who else is. Harlan Dixon, is he a junior or is he a senior?
Sophomore.
Dixon,
sophomore. Wow. Yep. So, because I know Garner's a senior, so he's going to be gone.
Thornton is sophomore as well.
Thornton, that's right.
Yeah. So
Thornton's sophomore. So
if we can keep these guys, you got those 3 running backs. You got Trey Harris. Then you got Smoke. I think Smoke comes back for 1 more year if he does.
Gee, what is it? Is it going to be like his 8th year?
Yeah. Yes. Yep. But I mean, if we can get those guys back on the offensive side of the weapons, I think we'll be fine. I like Bruno. I think Bruno did good. I think Dakota White, I think he's only a junior or so he'll come back. So I feel like we can rebuild that offensive line a little bit, get some of Coach Cumby's type of offensive lineman in there along with this offense. The future looks really, really bright going forward.
Yeah, and I guess I think a lot of people keep forgetting, this time last year, Cumby wasn't here. So, I mean, he's trying to put his thumbprint on this program, and it's going to take more than just 1 year.
Another
don't know
name
what
that I think we need to mention offensively is Cyrus Allen, because
Yep.
we saw against Missouri, he went out there and just straight up just had the athletic ability to just run past people, honestly, because I think the story was he played 4 games of high school football. And as the year went on, he became more consistent and more of just like an actual receiver rather than a big play guy. And I think, getting a year of college under his belt and now going into the offseason, getting a year of training, workouts like that, he's gonna be due for a big year next year, I think.
Well, I think all these guys just getting a year under their belt under Cumbie and his system, it's they're going to look completely different next year. I mean, I think they're going to be more comfortable in it, and same thing with the coaches. Cumbie's coming in here with these guys that 3/4 of them he's probably never seen play.
Yep.
So he's got to get used to them and what he can do with the talent he's got too. So
yep.
I think overall it's gonna be a lot better once we get
and the good thing about Cumbie coaching now in today's college football is you have the transfer portal. You can really, if you feel like that you're kind of weak at the guard position, or the tight end position, you can really go out and get somebody rather than trying to develop someone coming out of high school. So I think, it should be a little bit easier for him to rebuild it quicker because you have the transfer portal to kind of help you out there if you really need, somebody at a certain position.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we've exploited that portal before.
Yep.
With like Jeff Driscoll is the one that just sticks out in my mind.
Yes.
We had several. We had Sokol, we had Driscoll, we had Taylor Bennett. So it was
Garrett Nussmeier. Up next.
Yeah.
LSU.
Hey.
Hey, he might. Who knows? Looking ahead,
well, maybe we'll find a Will Campbell or somebody like that out in the portal.
Yeah. He wants to be closer to home.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking ahead to next year, though, will be a big difference in the conference. We're losing, thank God, UAB. I'm tired of playing them in every sport.
Yeah.
We're losing we aren't losing Tech, FIU, UTEP, Western Kentucky, and Middle Tennessee. And we are adding Liberty, who, might be going downhill now that Hugh's gone.
Yep.
Jacksonville State, New Mexico State, and Sam Houston. So honestly, not a great group of athletic programs.
Not bad.
New Mexico State. I like that.
Yeah. And Jacksonville State.
Hey, Jacksonville State, Rich Rod's there. So he's there.
Sam Houston's coming up to
go there.
D1 ball, I guess. I don't know what they played at. I think they were with like Northwestern, maybe.
Yeah, I think
they're in the Southland. They're Southland. And look, Sam Houston's normally a pretty decent little program. So I feel like them, Jacksonville State, and Liberty, I feel like those are 3 quality football teams, that can, be definitely be fun to watch.
And so I assume we won't have a East and West division next year, right?
No.
It's going to be one.
There's only 9 teams. Yeah, smallest conference.
Will we have a conference championship game, or
I doubt it.
How will that be handled? Yeah,
I doubt it. Because I don't think
you have to have 10. I think
probably, yeah.
Because I think you have to have 10 because the Big 12 has 10. That's how they're able to do it. So,
right.
Does the Sun Belt have one now?
Yes,
they do.
I don't know
because they didn't for a while. I think. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's played at or anything. It's probably just highest ranked team host or whatever.
If I had to guess, it's probably App State and South Alabama. I would think if there was a championship game.
Yeah. Oh, it's Troy and Coastal Carolina.
Oh, it's Troy. Oh, really?
Oh,
Troy's hosting.
Yeah. I read that.
Really? Can't believe Coastal got in with their quarterback going out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think just about every conference has one now.
Oh yeah, Coastal's 9-2.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Huh.
Which did they? Yeah, they lost last week, but that was only their second loss of the year. Yeah, the quarterback.
Yeah, they lost James Madison.
Which
Only other
that's a
loss?
really good program. That's
Oh
a
God,
really
yeah,
good
yeah,
basketball and football.
yeah.
I mean, they're very good.
Hopefully, Jacksonville State or Sam Houston takes a jump like they did and makes CSA a little interesting.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's about it for football. Anything else y'all want to say before we move on?
I'm just looking forward to next year, and
Ready to
once
move
these
on?
guys have got some, that got this year of experience, and hopefully no serious injuries they come back from, and maybe Griffin Abear will get his degree and come back for his graduate year.
Yeah, I would not doubt him.
So he does have an extra year if he wants to use it.
Probably.
I mean, I think if they graduate, yeah, I mean, if they complete their degree, I think they get a graduate year.
Really?
Isn't that what Clay? Isn't that what Kelton did?
No, Kelton had a
He's
COVID
in
year.
his. Oh,
Yeah.
COVID year. Okay.
Because Kelton he had 2 at Kilgore and then 3 at UTEP, and one of them was because the first year he got there was COVID. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which does Abear have the COVID year? Or did he already use that?
That I don't know.
He's probably already used it because he's been there for quite a while.
Yeah, he has been there for a while.
Let's see. It's his 4th year playing. I don't know if he had a red shirt year or what, but he's only caught a ball in 4 years, so he might be able to find a way. You never know with NCAA.
Well, they show 2018 as his first year.
But he got red shirted.
Actually...
He got red shirted that year, I bet. And then you could get a COVID year after that. So he probably has a COVID year.
Now, I hope he isn't the type of player that, since he's a really good receiver, he tries to step it up, to a bigger school to see if he can, if his dreams is to play in the NFL. I wonder if that's, I hope he doesn't take that route, but kind of hope he does stay around for another year. But it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for next year, especially if we can keep a good bit of these guys. I think the future is extremely bright.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully we get a conference championship now that UTSA is gone and UAB.
UAB, yeah.
I'm just glad UAB is leaving for every sport because they always haunt us.
Yes. Yeah. But I think we're playing North Texas next year. Still.
Yeah, I meant to mention that North Texas, Nebraska, and SMU, and then Northwestern State as well. So those are the 4 non-conference games that are out there. Yeah, at Nebraska, that'd be an interesting one. Matt Rule.
Yeah.
And SMU, I don't really know how good they were this year. I think they were decent, and they'll put up points.
Yeah.
Somehow, so.
Yeah, that's Rhett Lashley. He's a coach there now. I think he was an offense coordinator at Auburn, maybe at one point.
They're American, right? They're not moving up or anything.
No, I believe they're staying at American.
Yeah.
I think it's Houston, BYU, Cincinnati, and Central Florida.
Yeah, UCF. Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to let's do some basketball talk. So, I've been excited for the basketball season to start.
Sure.
It got off to a bit of a rough start, in my opinion. The game against Mississippi College, we won by 17, but didn't look as great as we could. But we did have new coach coming in, entirely new staff, I believe. I don't think a single person was retained. Lost, obviously, Junior, who was the guy whenever you needed a bucket, you gave him the ball and said, go to work. You lost Archibald after about 18 years at Tech. You lost Christian, who was a starter, solid guy, would play 20 minutes. So some big guys that you lost, but you're gaining Isaiah Crawford back. Yeah, who I think he was an all-conference guy 2 years ago, I think during that COVID year. Kobe Williams, who seems to get better every year. Keaston Willis shot the ball crazy good last year. A lot of exciting guys that you wanted to see, get their shine, because honestly, the past 2 years it was get the ball to Junior. And
That's
hey,
right,
he
yeah.
had to be, as you see, he's going to the NBA now and he's playing for the Grizzlies at
Dude.
times and still performing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this team. I mean, I feel like we have a really good shot of making a run to winning the conference. So I really feel good. I really like Keaston Willis. That guy, I love the way that he shoots the ball. He's kind of struggled this year compared to last year shooting the ball, but he is so good. I feel like he was just a huge piece of our team last year when he transferred from Incarnate Word. I really like him. If we can get him going, if he can get streaky, I feel like this offense can really put up some points. Hey, I really like that freshman from Sinsboro, Jordan Crawford, I believe is his name. He started at the point guard. He's going to be good. And so I feel like this team's got some really good pieces. I feel like we're going to be very good in Conference USA. I love how Talvin Hester. I love how he gets very. He's a defensive minded coach, so it's very good. So it's going to be hard to score. The opponents are going to be hard to score on us. So I feel like with the guys that we got coming back, and we got Crawford, Jordan Crawford, to kind of hopefully be that starting point guard. This team's going to do very, very well. I feel like.
Yeah, and bringing in Hester immediately, I loved the signing just because he was at Texas Tech, and everything that I've known about Texas Tech the past 5 years or so, that is what I envision Tech needing to do. It takes me back to those Mike White with Speedy and Kaiser and Hamilton and all them. With the way that we played press. We got up in your face. We threw lobs. We were just athletic, and that's what Hester's came in and done. Now there's things that I wish we would do a little different, but we're starting to come around to it. Like one being Isaiah Crawford. For the first couple games, it seemed like they were using him as a point guard. Didn't really understand that. And I guess it was just he's the best player on the floor probably. Give him the ball, let him figure it out. But I think with the lack of size, which if anything kills us this year, it's going to be that. We lost Junior. We lost Stacey Thomas, who was like 6'8" off the bench. So he would come in and give some couple minutes, nothing big. But whenever you lose that dominant force down low, I think whenever you have Crawford, who's sitting there at 6'8", 230 or something, I think just put him on the block and let him go to work. Especially when you got Kobe, you've got Jordan Crawford. Those guys can handle the ball. I haven't mentioned him yet, but LaDamian Bradford, he's from Jonesboro, so I'm gonna speak him up a lot. I watched him play so many high school games. He hasn't really been used a lot this year. Kind of mind-boggling. I believe last year he was 6th on the team in minutes, right behind the starters. So it was kind of weird to see Hester come in, and I think he mentioned him in the introductory press conference, and then like he's kind of lost his role. Maybe it's just going to take some time with the non-conference games to figure out the team and everything, get his handprint on everything, and then let everybody get into their roles. But I mean, Papa, he went to Texas A&M, had multiple Power 5 offers. Like that's a talent that I don't think there's anyone else on the team that had those. Like honestly, so we need to get that going at some point, I believe. And he can handle the ball. He can do a lot of different things. I think he could be a big factor to the team. Along with Jordan Crawford, though, we brought in a couple transfers who are starting to get their feet under them. Quandre Bullock, he didn't play the first couple games, but then he came against, who was it? ULM, and scored 12. Shot the lights out the gym. He's 6'6", so got a little bit of size as well. And then Draven Mangum, who 6'8", 205, senior. He can shoot the ball as well. He struggled, probably just a little nervous coming into a new school and everything like that, but he's starting to look better. The whole team's looking better as the weeks and games have gone on. So I'm definitely excited. Anything else you want to say?
Well, we had a real good weekend. I think we beat Sanford. We beat Alabama A&M. I don't know who the third team was, but
Tennessee Southern.
I think we swept.
Yeah, Tennessee Southern.
The game that you could not watch.
So,
Yeah. They said we'll give you live updates.
Wow.
That game ended 91-47. So I guess there's a reason why we couldn't watch that. But yeah, for a 3 games and 4 day stretch, with the one day you didn't play being Thanksgiving on the road in Alabama. That's tough regardless of the opponents. All those teams we should have beat and we did. So that's always a good sign. Yeah. We probably should have beat Alabama A&M by more than 5 and Samford by more than 3, but hey, we'll take a win.
Hey, and I do think, Kenny Hunter is somebody that I thought last year was he played very tentative, and I think he's gotten more aggressive.
He has, for
and
sure.
then we got a freshman, Pierre Ganest. He's 6'11",
big guy.
So I know he's not playing much right now, but
yeah.
But I'm excited.
Come conference time, we'll have those games against Western Kentucky, who probably still has the 7'6" guy. UAB, they've got Jemison down there on the low block who killed us.
Jordan Jelly Walker.
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah. I'm not looking forward to playing UAB.
Yeah.
We've got, honestly, every person on the team's playable, and I love that. We are missing David Green. I haven't heard what his injury fully is. Yeah. He got hurt against ULL, I believe.
Oh yeah, he was on crutches. Yeah, that's right.
And he hasn't played since. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Hopefully, I haven't seen them post like a out for the year thing, but so hopefully it's not too bad. And then another guy, or two guys, honestly, Taron Williams, who was on the team last year, but I don't even know if he ever played, really. He was on the bench. Like, he sat there and was dressed out, but he never really got in, about as much as Ponder. But Taron Williams, he's came around the last couple games, and I believe he had 20 points against Samford or Alabama A&M, one of them. He's got a heck of a shot on him, another 6'5" guy. And then Will Allen, another freshman who I think came into Tech injured. He's from down south, I believe, Bonnabelle, maybe, something like that, one of them New Orleans schools. And then he's 6'7". He's started just about every game this year. So you see a team that's just got 13, 14
Very
guys
depth,
that are,
depth.
They're 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". I mean, that's in CUSA ball, that's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of athletic players we got on this team. And so I feel like we're very good at the guard position, which I feel like that's huge, especially in Conference USA. So yeah, I really like our guards. I feel like if we can just shoot the ball, I think that's our biggest key right now. If we can just shoot the ball and start making shots, and then also free throws. We've always been a bad free throw shooting team for some reason. I don't know why. Going all the way back to the Mike White days. We have a hard time at the charity strike for some reason. So hopefully, if we can make some shots, make our free throws, I feel like we're gonna have a pretty decent season.
Yeah, I feel the same way, honestly. What are you saying, Bill?
We've only got 3 games left before conference schedule starts.
Wow.
Because we have UTEP on December 17th, so
it's
going to be on us quick.
And
be here before you know it.
A lot of days in between those games, though. We play Friday at home against Southern, and then we're off for
8 days.
8 days, and then we make the trip to Wyoming. Probably the first time Tech's ever played Wyoming in basketball, if I had to guess. But that'll be a tough game. Wyoming's in the Mountain West. They're usually kind of solid, underrated basketball conference, and Wyoming isn't. They're never bad. They're never great, but whenever you got mostly Louisiana and Texas guys going to Wyoming, it's going to be an experience. I know that.
And then our last non-conference before UTEP, we got Stephen F. Austin at home. And let me tell you, Stephen F. Austin is not a pushover.
Yeah.
They came in and beat us last year. So, they're going to be tough.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting stretch of games right there. And then the conference, you got Western Kentucky, you got UAB, Middle Tennessee last year was really good. Those are probably your top dogs, and I think Tech's gonna be right there with them, just because of the experience we have and the top guys that are there were the ones that were doing a lot of the work last year, besides besides Lofton, obviously. Archibald last year was more of a whenever we need a shot, I can go and get it. But like he didn't put up 15 or nothing. He probably scored 9 a game, 10 a game. Kobe and Willis took that step last year, and having Crawford back definitely brings a big boost to the team.
Yeah, I feel like I just feel like that this is, going into Conference USA play. I mean, it's going to be tough. There's a lot of good teams. Conference USA is a really good basketball league, so I feel like look, it's going to be tough. So we really need to finish out strong with the non-conference schedule, and then hopefully we can get on a good start against UTEP. So yeah, I feel like we definitely have a work cut out going into conference play because it's a very, very deep league.
And Clay, to answer your question, Jamarian Sharp for Western Kentucky, 7'5". Yeah, his is last year.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
He's a senior.
Yeah, finally. He is a tall fella. I remember him last year. But we beat them like twice, I think, last year.
Yeah.
I think we beat them at home, and then we beat them. I don't know if we played there. I think that was one of the teams we only played once. But then we beat them in the tournament, I know. Because Lofton, who's a foot shorter than the guy, would just go up under him, and I don't know how he would finish, but he would. Made no sense. It's almost like he's an NBA player.
I don't know how Lofton did half of what he did.
He's so athletic for his size. It's ridiculous how athletic he was.
Yeah, he was special to watch. Glad I got to go to pretty much all those home games last year. That was fun to see him and see his journey now. You want to speak a little bit on the Techsters? I haven't seen as much of them. I actually watched my first game this year, probably ever, because I'm doing an internship at Tech now, and I was working I'm working with the athletic department, and I was working the education game, which was at 11:30 a.m. on like a Tuesday morning. Or Thursday.
Wow,
it was a Thursday. Yeah. Oh my God, it was loud.
Oh.
Yeah.
Every seat in the lower bowl was filled, and about half of the blue seats up top were filled, and they were all kids screaming. Yeah.
That's definitely an Excedrin game right there.
It is. Yeah. And I think Bill, you told me you were like the bright lights of the gym do not help, and they do not.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You're in bad shape when you leave that one. But yeah, I mean the Techsters 5-2 at this point.
How do we do in Vegas?
We beat Stetson 73-50, then lost to Illinois State 70-53, and then beat George Washington 71-52. So of course, I don't know if we ended up playing in the hotel ballroom that I've heard so much about.
That was something.
I didn't see either of those. I listened to a couple on the radio, but beat Arkansas State, beat ULM pretty good.
Should have beaten SMU.
Yeah.
I mean, we were leading most of that games. I remember listening to that game. I was like, man, I feel like that could have been a huge win for us, especially how well that we played. But we just kind of lost it there towards the end, to where we just let that one get away from us.
I'm interested in the Vanderbilt game that Vanderbilt is coming to Tech for.
Oh wow!
That is Thursday the 8th.
The 8th. Yeah.
That right.
I
don't know how Tech pulled that. Maybe they thought that it was 1980, but yeah, Vanderbilt will be in the building.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. And then there again, we got the 18th we start conference play, so it's gonna get on us soon. But yeah, our core team is about what it was last year. Yeah. Kenna Walker. I mean, she's it's got to be her 5th or 6th year.
I took classes.
I think she's only a junior. Is she a junior? Is she listed as a junior?
Probably somehow.
Senior. No, it's got her.
She's senior. Okay.
Yeah.
Her and Analar.
Analar's a junior.
Oh, she's a junior.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Analar is a
Sweet.
junior, and then Lodi is a junior.
I just saw Analar's only played 4 games. Did she not go to Huh? That's not correct. They don't have the ESPN stats aren't right.
They don't have that in there.
Yeah, it says that it says she didn't play against Arkansas State, and I witnessed it with my eyes. So
Yeah, she did. Because she got in foul trouble early.
yeah, that's weird. Like everyone else, it has 7 games played for, and then her and it has Anna Laura Robinson twice. Never mind. That's the problem. Because one of her is Anna, and then Laura Robertson, and then you have Anna Laura, and then Robertson. So they've got her name split in the first and last lines.
Way to go, ESPN.
Yeah,
I wish we had 2 of them because it would be really good if we had two.
Yeah, two 6'3" girls on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look good though, and they're exciting to watch. They play a fun brand of basketball. They shoot the ball well. When you got Anna Laura down there, just throw it to her in the post. And one of the girls that I looked into her like bio and everything, Kate Thompson, who came from Wisconsin. That was crazy. I was like, she's from Denham Springs, and she played. Then she went to Wisconsin on a scholarship, and now she's at Tech. So I mean that's some talent right there, and she's 6'2" as well. So yeah, having a Power 5 player like that's pretty cool.
Robin Lee at point guard.
Gabby Green.
She's done.
I think. And both of these teams, the boys and the girls, they both went to the conference championship last year. And look, I don't see
and lost both.
Yeah, and lost both. Yep. So I don't see why we can't get back to the conference championship for the boys and the girls. So look, I think the future is going to be bright here, or the season is going to be bright for both the men and the women.
And a lot of these girls, I know we're going to lose Kiana Walker. And Gabby Green, I think she's a graduate student. But everybody else is going to be back. Those are the only 2 we're going to lose.
Oh wow!
And the girl from Italy, Sylvia. Hey,
she's in the gym.
She's
in the gym probably 3 or 4 times out of the week. Whenever I go to work,
really,
I'm telling you, at 9 a.m.
She's
a gym rat.
Yes.
Hey, we need those.
Yep.
Yeah, she's
they're
just there,
all gym rats,
they're shooting, just shooting and shooting.
Good.
Yeah, but anything else about them?
They're fun to watch.
They are.
Which, and I've told you and Chance that for a while, you really got to come watch these. They're pretty good.
Yeah. Women's basketball doesn't have the best reputation, but
they do.
They don't. But I can say I'm a little partial because I took girls basketball team stats in high school for my high school, so I had to watch a lot of it that year. So it's not as terrible to me. Yeah, you don't get the excitement of dunks, but you get a little more fundamental play. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But watching, man, especially like Anna Laura, who, if you watched her first year and then watch her now, man, she just developed that shot. She's pretty hard to stop.
She is.
She was pretty hard to stop when she was 6'3" in high school playing 1A ball too.
Yep. Oh, I bet so.
Yeah, I watched her play a couple of high school games, and it was pretty much just give her the ball. There's a reason why they went to like the state championship. Yeah,
but to have some big girls there again, Mackenzie Worm is another one. She's 6'4", or 6'3", and her 6'1". But she must have shrunk. That's where she was 6'3" last year. So anyway, to have some size, because we back in the day when we had like Venus Lacey, 6'4". We were dominating the women's game.
Yeah.
And now
Sheriff Ford.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had some size, and then we hadn't had a lot of good players, big post players lately. So it's good to see that again. It really is. They're a fun bunch to watch.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully they get the same success that Tech that the boys do this year. Hopefully they both go all the way. Let us break the streak and let both teams get in the tournament. What would that be?
Hey, I'd love it. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Have to decide which one you're going to watch.
Yeah, we had to go through the heartbreak last year. I believe the girls played at like 3, and the boys played right after them at like 5:30, back to back on the same channel. It just hurt.
Yeah,
hurt.
it was.
Yep.
It was too much.
I just wish we can move the conference tournament to a different venue instead of in Dallas or wherever it is over there.
Frisco.
Well, when North Texas leaves, maybe it'll move.
Yes.
We got them out of there. We got UAB, so bring it to Ruston.
That's right.
We got the sports complex. No crowd.
Well, the problem is the CUSA headquarters there. Yeah. Or maybe we just need to move conference. Oh, I don't want to start that.
That's next episode. But yeah, I think that's good. That's it for Tech. Before we go though, got to mention high school football. Last we were here was before Ruston played West Monroe, took down the freaking 30 years, right?
Yeah,
30 years.
Finally. Jeez. Yeah, that was a very very exciting game. It was actually it was start from finish. Ruston just controlled us. We get a first round bye as the 1 seed. Then we host Ouachita in round 2. Did not get off to a good start. Very sloppy first half. I think it was because of the bye. Had a great second half. And then we rolled into Denver Springs. Actually went to that game last week and started out great. Got up 21-0. And then there towards the end of the first half, we gave up 10 points within about 2 minutes. Kind of got hosed on some calls. Don't know if y'all can answer this for me, but it was like 3rd and goal. They threw it in the end zone. There's pass interference on us, but the guy called it. All right. Well, somehow the Denham Springs coach talked the ref into tagging it on to the kickoff. All right.
That's not a thing.
Okay. Yep. And so they kicked the extra point. We have a rough in the kicker. All right. Well, yeah, you can tag that on to so they're kicking off from the 30-yard line and there's like 15 seconds left. So they're kicking off from the Ruston 30. So we're like, obviously they're going to.
They had 2 15-yard penalties.
They got 2 15-yard penalties. Yes. We're like, you can't enforce the pass interference. You either accept the touchdown or decline it and just get your yards.
If it's a personal foul, yeah. I mean, if it's an unsportsmanlike conduct, they could.
It's just pass interference, yeah.
But yeah, if it's a play like that, gosh, I don't know.
Yeah, so obviously they're kicking from the 30. They are going to do an onside kick. So they get the onside kick. There's 6 seconds left. The guy rolls out, throws it out of bounds. There's no time on the clock, but the refs gave them 1 second. Of course, they kicked the field goal and got it. So it was 21-10. And then it went back and forth in the second half. A real exciting second half.
And in the second half, it was a lot of back and forth.
A kickoff return. Then we kicked a lot of them out of bounds there towards the second half. So definitely going into Zachary this Friday, special teams has to get better. Feel like our running game is very good, very solid with Dyson and Jordan Hayes. Jay Nisborn's gotten so much better as a passer. He's starting to run the ball a little bit more, which is good. It's definitely helping out our offense. And then and our defense is just Jaden Mayfield. He's a junior linebacker, number 22. That guy is a monster. He's just all over the field. He's a very, very good football player. So I like our chances against Zachary. Eli Holstein, who's the Clay. I don't know if you remember him. He was at Cedar Creek. He was that big defensive end. But he actually transferred to Zachary at the beginning of the year. So they got some D1 talent on both sides of the ball. I know they got a really good receiver. I think that's Gramblin's trying to get. So I'm definitely wanting to come to the game mostly because it's Zachary, and whenever you hear Zachary, that's one of the 3 or 4 names that you think, they're really good at football in Louisiana. Very good. And, they have a quarterback that's going to freaking Bama. So that's not something you see every day. Yep. And that's probably going to be the big difference in the game is, Ruston's got the front 7 that I've heard of, but can Ruston slow down the pass? Yep. And the speed that Zachary will bring, obviously. Yep. Yeah, and whenever Zachary played West Monroe in round 2, they struggled. They struggled big time against Western Row. I think they're down 10-0 at the half and had a scratch and claw just to win that game. So knowing how they did against Western Row, I know you can't compare games like that, but it kind of gives you some kind of insight. Okay, if we can just, to me, I think the huge key is, can we slow down Eli Holstein? Can we not? Can we get him off his rhythm? Because if he gets in a rhythm, I feel like it's just going to be hard for us to go point to point with him, because we're just not a team that can score fast and quickly. We're more very methodical. We want to ground and pound as much as we can. So we really need this to be a low scoring game, I feel like, for us to win.
Yeah, I've heard some things about Holston that the last couple weeks, or honestly the whole season, that he hasn't really been giving it his all. He's kind of just been coasting to go to Bama. If he's running the ball on a 2nd and 6, he'll just kind of give up before the play, or not fully try for the first down when he needs to, stuff like that. So,
he can coast all he wants.
Right?
Yeah. Let's hope he does that.
Yeah. Maybe now that it's semifinal ball, that he's kind of locked in and like, hey, might as well get another ring while I'm here. But he's done just about anything you could want to do in a high school career, and he's got Nick Saban waiting for him in a couple months. So you can see why he's just kind of easing along. And honestly, with the talent that he is, you can probably do that and still win games. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he plays against a physical defense like Ruston on the road. A lot of expectations for him. A lot of people in the crowd. Crap, I'm going to watch literally because of his name, honestly. Mm-hmm. So it'll be an interesting environment. I'm ready to watch it though.
Yeah, I hear there's going to be quite a few West Monroe people over there too, because they want to see Zachary get beat. So,
West Monroe rooting for Ruston.
That's
isn't that weird?
That is.
Well, because they've been killed by Zachary so many times now. So
exactly.
They hate. Yeah.
I said they've only been beat by Ruston once in 35 years. So
yeah.
Yeah.
In other news, though, around North Louisiana, Division 4 non-select, it's literally North Louisiana. You got Homer versus Mangum, and then you got Oak Grove versus Haynesville. Both games will be in Claiborne Parish. Probably, I think they're about 5 minutes from each other. So if you want to go to a football game, just go there. You can probably switch between quarters and make it back and forth if you want to.
And I tell you what, that Oak Grove Haynesville, that is going to be a game.
If you like old school, small school football,
smash football,
that's it. That's it.
That will be
and then
a game.
If you want the opposite, go to Homer Mangum. There'll probably be 50-50.
Yep. First one to 50 wins. Yep.
Yeah, and then in the other one, it's first one to 14. Yeah. OCS, they beat Glenbrook, who has a heck of a program. OCS they're going to find their way to win the championship somehow. They're OCS. Who else from up here is there? Neville lost to Westgate. Yeah. You got Union.
Union.
Yeah, Union will play a meet who we saw them play Jonesboro last year. I think Union wins this pretty easily, honestly. I don't think Ameet's got it this year. I believe Ameet's only like a 7 seed, actually. They because the 2 seed was Bogalusa and they lost. But Union, the Union's got Trey Holly, one of 7 people in high school football history to rush for 10,000 yards. So
who is not coasting?
Pretty good. No, he is not. And he's playing safety now. I don't think he does that all year, but come playoff time, they put him everywhere. If you watch the state championship last year, he even threw a touchdown. He does everything.
Hey, I want to see that Union Manny matchup.
I do too.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen. But Manny, who only beat Rose Pine 14-7 last week.
Rose Pine is struggling.
Yeah, well, they're playing Tackett at quarterback, and he's not a quarterback. Right. And which it blows my mind. Manny fields 21 positions with college recruits and elite high school players, and then they can't find a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't get how that happens, but they'll find a way to win because they're Manny. It'll be at home with all the fireworks you can imagine, and the freaking motorcycle entrances. From North Louisiana.
Manny should have just called Coach Blank at Jay Hodge, because we had like 5 quarterbacks this year.
That's very true. Very true.
We could have spared one.
Y'all could have done a little trade, huh?
Yeah. After they beat us 59-0 or whatever, they could have just took a couple. Yeah. I think that's it though for North Louisiana. We don't have private schools really besides OCS.
Well, the only other North DeSoto in Division III.
Yeah, and
That's
they
kind of a
might
surprise.
win it all. They're weird.
Yeah.
Like which that division is probably the weakest in football every year.
Yeah.
Because it's just teams that you're like, yeah, they might win, but you don't have the names you read and you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna win it all.
And Denny Duron is the head coach for North DeSoto, who was out of Angel back in 2000s, early 2000s. So, so that's a growing area down there, down in Stonewall. A lot of money down there too.
That's what I was going to say. They got a lot of resources. I mean, if you look, all these turf field and facilities they've got now are just crazy. Crazy.
Yep.
Chance played at North DeSoto baseball 2011. Yeah, heck of facilities. Pretty good. And I'm sure they've only gotten better.
Yep, because North DeSoto went and got Ouachita softball coach Tim Waitman. So
oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Waitman left Ouachita to go to North DeSoto. So you know he got a fat raise.
So they're just poaching all the top coaches
doing.
around the area.
That's all they're doing. Yep.
That's crazy. All right. Well, anything else we got to say?
Well, hey, go Techsters, go Dogs, and go Bearcats.
Go Bearcats. There you go.
That's right. Yep.
Try to bring a championship to Ruston. It don't happen often.
That's right. Hadn't done it since 1990. So.
There you go. All right. Hold up the internet.
Maybe we'll see you there.
I'll just do it. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. This is good to be back. We'll see y'all later.
Sounds good.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.